them. I thank them all the time. What's up, guys? This is another episode of Candyology. Thank you so much for joining me. Y'all, you know, it's been a minute, like what, 2 weeks since I've done a show? I don't even know. But listen, just in case you need a quick reminder of who I am a certified clinical sexologist through the Dr. Rachel Institute and the American Colleges of Sexology. I am a relationship and sex coach, also a life coach, and I focus on putting the oohs and the eyes back into your relationship. But you know, most of the time we wind up focusing on communication. So I specialize in premarital counseling, marital counseling, dating after divorce, domestic violence, and being the best you that you can be. And that's all about my life coaching. So guys, though, I have been anticipating and waiting all week long to talk to this beautiful couple. Oh my God. Okay, so their names are Jade and Mark Hughes. Okay, I'm sorry. So I'm gonna let them introduce themselves and then we gonna dive in. Who are you?
I am Jade Hughes.
Man, you don't know what to say. Well, I take over.
Right. We knew he would take over.
I will take over. I am Mark Hughes, aka D Real, aka your favorite man on Facebook, aka Mr. Go Live. What it do?
Okay. What it do? That was a great introduction.
You know, appreciate it.
You know, y'all a little crazy, and this is why I like you. So first of all, let me tell y'all how I started following Mark and Corey. First of all, years ago. How many years has it been? Dang, I don't even know.
What's this?
This is when they had the shooting of the police officers downtown. I think that's how, and they had pegged you guys as the shooters at one point, and it was all over Facebook. Oh, these are the shooters. And then we was like, wait, who are these people? So we started looking and saying, no, that's not the shooters. What are y'all talking about? So that's just like my favorite memory right now of how I started following you guys, and then just y'all crazy. Father, in the name of Jesus. If you do not follow Corey or Mark on Facebook, you are missing a treat, guys. Let me just tell you. Because they look cuckoo. They cuckoo for cuckoo. But they loving, caring people. But they go cuckoo, right? So
Very much so.
But I want to know, how in the world did y'all meet? What I need to know the story.
Okay, I'm gonna let you take over.
She said she got this. She got this.
So funnier part of the story is him and my brother and my sister actually grew up together in Arlington. They went to school together. Mark is 6 years older than I am. So of course when they was out running the streets, I was way too young. So I never met them. I didn't know them. And so my sister was getting into the tax game. She wanted me to go with her. I met Corey, you know. When I first walked into Tax Nation, I thought he was Corey. He was sitting down with a hat. They look alike to me.
They do.
And, you know, of course, he's the jokester. I'm just like, whatever. That was not the day. It was a bad day. And so, you know, that's just kind of how we met. And so I was telling him, my sister is Jasmine, whatever. He's like, it didn't dawn on me until after we had been talking for so long that was like your blood sister. Like, I'm looking at pictures like, y'all got the same mama and everything. wait. My homeboy, Johnny, that's your brother? Like, y'all. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was like, you think I'm just out here claiming people's face? So,
right.
And you know how people be like, that's my brother, that's my sister. They be play brother and play sister. It was one of those.
I mean, I'm an only child, so I completely understand. I get it. So I can see how the misconception can come up. But
yeah, and so you know that's kind of.
Nah, we go tell the truth. We go break it down. You know, that was real.
He said he gonna tell the truth.
That was real nice.
Because he's very animated.
But that really wasn't how it was. So
it wasn't how it was.
It was really.
Please tell the truth.
Okay, we was having a training session, and I can't remember. She said I was there. I think she came after me. Before me.
No, I walked in and I was late, so I was already mad because I was late. and I went to go talk to my sister, and then I went back there, and you gave me the paperwork, and you had something slick to say about me being late. I was like, huh. And I took my paper and went over there and sat down.
I was testing the waters. And so, anyway, when I saw her, when I first saw her, we started having a conversation. She had this sparkle in her eye, like I was just the king. You know what I'm saying?
And this is why we don't let him tell the story. No, that's not what happened. No. He didn't say he didn't say anything else to me that night. He sat across and stared at me, but he didn't say nothing to me.
See, man,
and then
that's the problem. She never lets me finish telling my story. She never lets me finish telling my story. So I saw her looking at me. She had that spark on her eye, like
right.
Something like she was hungry. So I went over and I gave her some chips because her stomach was kind of growling.
And
you know what I'm saying?
This is not the time to be lying. I'm sure she has a lot of questions.
So her stomach was growling.
Yeah,
right.
I
I'm across the room, like, oh my gosh.
That's not weird, man. Like normally the guy chooses the girl, but she almost kind of chose me.
Right.
You feel me?
Oh.
Yeah, she chose me.
So for everybody actually follows us, y'all know how much bullshit comes out his mouth sometimes.
Right.
So my story is the right story. and then we have a Tax Nation party. They were throwing one. And I'm not going to say those extra parts. I got a lot of extra parts, but I'm not going to say them.
I want the juicy stuff.
Well, she doesn't understand the sales technique that a lot of companies use. You know, where you throw the drawing out and you know what I'm saying, whoever wins is gonna win some cowboy tickets.
Wait. No. I'm not talking about that part yet. Wait, no. So then, as we're at the party or whatever, I'm socializing, and he keeps kind of circling around, and I'm like, okay, whatever. And so my sister's like, oh, that's Mark, and that's Corey, I'm like, oh, okay, makes sense how they're all connected. And then my sister really wanted these cowboy tickets. My sister is a diehard cowboy fan. I mean, so she's just like, I want these tickets. And so I inboxed him about the tickets. But really? I did no.
Really?
Yes,
you see
really. No. I inboxed him about the tickets or whatever. But then he sent a message through his friend, and his friend's like, I got somebody who wants to talk to you. And I'm like, well, I thought it was one person. I was like, if it's this person, I'm not interested. I already know who it is. He was like, nah, I'm talking about Mark. And I was like, oh, Mark? That's how it started.
Yeah, that's how it started. But so
he did the Shy Brother, for 5 heartbeats. Let's play Shy Brother.
Yeah. I did it.
He did that
because I had tested the water when I first saw her, but then I had to put my foot in there and see how warm it really was, and it was steaming.
It was steaming hot. It was steaming hot.
Oh, please do not egg this. We only got an hour. If we keep with this man, we're gonna be here for 2-3 hours, and I'm pretty sure everybody else has something to do tonight.
Oh, it was steaming.
So y'all gonna have to take the.
So y'all went to the game. That's how the first day.
No, we actually didn't go to the game. So he did that. Send the Shy Brother a message, and then I was working at a specific tax office, and he's like, "Why are you over there? You should come over here." And I'm like, "Because it's closest to my house, number one. Why would I come over there?"
Right.
And so as I started asking him questions, because it was my first year as a tax preparer.
You see where it's going? You see where it's going?
I mean, okay, listen, ladies, you got to be smart, okay? If you can go to the head of the business, why would you sit there and mess with somebody else? If I can talk to the owner, why I'm gonna talk to the manager? I'm gonna go straight to the head. Hey, bro, listen. So this is what they told me over here. Now that's not right. So I'm like, well, shit, I probably do need to come over there with you because I'm not trying to get in trouble and have people got me doing the wrong stuff. Let me come on over there with you. That's how it happened.
And guys, for y'all that don't know, Tax Nation is their family business, right?
One of the family
one of them. Anyway, one of them. We got. Okay, we'll get to that. So you went to the head. And then what happened? You went to the head?
No, ma'am.
That took like 3 days. It was 6.
It took longer than that. Don't blame me. It took longer than that to get to the head or anything else. After that, it was all trying to sweet talk me and.
Now, what I can say is that this right here, I actually dated JDJ. That's what I call her. It was times we would go to the park. I don't do stuff like this. Go to the park, do walks, you know what I'm saying? Walks, you know what I'm saying? I had her buying me groceries and stuff like
That's a
that.
lie. I wasn't buying nobody groceries. I'm too much of a player for that. Okay, I was not buying no groceries.
Y'all, do y'all see how I love this crazy?
No.
They crazy.
but yeah, it was the walk in the park. It was the going out eating lunch and going out for meeting her on her break for lunch and taking. You know what I'm saying? It was the whole dating deal. You know what I'm saying? She had me like feeling kind of soft almost.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? So I had to harden up a little bit.
There's nothing wrong with being a little soft. Nothing at all. And then what happened?
And then we kind of did that for a while, and then boom, I was pregnant with my son, and I was like, well.
Oh, wait. I mean,
like we actually have never.
So was doing the butt.
Hey. All day, every day.
Immaculate conception. Place that baby in my womb. And I was like, God, is this you? No. Yeah, so we actually never really had some people have the day we met and the day, we don't have none of that. So I tell him it officially became official on May 21st of 2017, which is when I found out I was pregnant.
Oh.
You see what I'm saying? You see that?
I mean, that's when it was officially official. Like, we ain't about to play no more games. So, we had a lot of fun. We did a lot of traveling together. We hung out together. But, I mean, it was official on that day.
It was official on a oh shit day, I guess.
So, wait, let me rewind a little. Wait. So it wasn't official until.
You see this?
I mean, it was, we was, doing our we were. It just wasn't like a title on it. It wasn't official. So then, when I got pregnant, we decided that we were gonna.
This is gonna be it.
We fully committed because we were both married before, and we kind of knew what we didn't want, and so it was at that point, all right, now we about to bring a kid. Blend our families, you know what I'm saying? So if we're really gonna do this, it has to be the decision today.
Yeah.
So both of you guys had kids before this, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
I had a daughter, and he had a whole bunch more.
Oh,
you see that? You see that?
So how many kids you got?
I actually
before this.
So Jade is my final. She's my wife. You know what I'm saying? I love her to death. But before you can go to the championship, you have to have scrimmages, regular season games, playoffs. You know what I'm saying?
Scrimmages.
Yeah. So when I got to Jade, it was a championship. I had prepared 4 times.
So we had 4 kids.
Yeah, 4 kids, 3 girls and 1 boy.
Okay. So tell me a little bit about that experience, though. Now you're pregnant. Y'all about to blend these families. How does that work then and now?
So first it was he had a house in Crowley, and I was like, I ain't moving that damn house. That was the house that you and your ex was in, and that's weird as hell, and I'm not doing that. And I told him, I was like, maybe because we're blending the kids, you should stay out there, and I'm gonna stay in my apartment, and we'll figure it out to make it, And I guess when he heard that, he's like, "No, we ain't gonna do that." So we found a place.
Not an option.
I had asked his son actually because he was gonna be living with us. So I was like, "So how do you feel about it?" Because I feel like your feelings are important. He's like, it's cool. The daughters. Was a little different. His youngest daughter, London, I mean, she just loved everybody. So, that was a no-brainer. But them oldest two, bye-bye. The first, when we had found our house and everything, we okay, we're going to move. We were packing up my apartment. His daughter, Mike, was like, I mean, I guess I have to respect you because my mom said I have to respect you. And I was like, I think they need to go back to their mama house. And I'm already hormonal. I'm probably going to push this little girl to the damn wall.
I teach my kids to speak their mind.
First of all,
thank you for keeping it real, because it's not easy.
It's not easy. And then Michaela, that's my homie now though. Me and her are like this. But Michaela, when we first blended, moved into our house together, she would come, she would hi, and she would just go in the room the whole weekend. She wouldn't talk or nothing. And he's like, you can't just let her go do that. And I was like, first of all, she's 15, 16. I'm not about to go in there and enforce a relationship on her. Right. I feel like that should just be something naturally.
Right.
Me and Maya, cool, but the beginning it was I think MJ and London were the only two I didn't have an issue with. The other two, it was a lot more difficult. But once I had Xavier, the girls kind of came around.
Oh,
You know
the
what I'm saying?
baby
So
blended
Rebecca,
y'all
yeah, he did.
together.
Yeah.
That's my little
And he
blender.
kept saying, they're gonna be fine. They're gonna be fine. I'm like, nah, this is hard for everybody. My daughter, your kids, and then they're used to having siblings. My daughter is the only child from me and her dad, so it's like she ain't used to this,
Right.
and so that part of blending was hard. So I had to try to figure out how to now be this woman in this relationship and be the bonus mom or whatever to these other kids. How to adjust my child to this situation. So it was a lot.
How did you play your part in that?
Well, I knew Jade, that was one of the things that she was more concerned about. And I kept telling her, I was like, listen, man, I know my kids. Like, I raised my kids to be respectful. You know, it ain't going to be as bad as you think it is. You know, if you go into the situation thinking it's going to be bad, anything you see that looks like bad, you're going to relate it to bad.
Yeah.
You know, with kids being kids, they have emotions. They were old enough to understand what a divorce was.
Right.
They seen me and their mother together for so long. And of course they go gravitate toward the mother. And that dealing with that was difficult because those are my babies, those are my girls, you know, and it kind of caused a strain on our relationship, me and the girls. But lucky, you know, Jade, you know, she was there to help me through it, and she was like, you know, it's gonna be all right. You got to keep pressing the issue and showing them that you're consistent and that you love them the same regardless. And after a while, it'll all go back to normal. But me, I came from a blended family, so my concerns wasn't as high because I was like, man, I grew up like this. It's gonna be all right.
That's a total difference.
It's
Like
gonna be all right.
my parents are still together, have been together. Although my older siblings are from my mom's first marriage. That was just, they were my siblings. That was their dad too. So that part of blending didn't really make sense to me in the way it made sense to him.
Okay. So your mom and dad have been together for how long?
Like 33 years, 34 years.
Thank you. See,
Yeah.
I'm talking, but that's what I'm talking about. Relationship goals.
They have been
for
together
sure.
forever. They just, their anniversary is actually tomorrow.
Oh,
And
happy
so-
anniversary.
Yeah, that's my little Michelle and Barack right there. I love them. So it was different, you know what I mean? How I was raised and how I wanted to raise kids and how he was raised and how the parenting styles with the moms were different.
Let's talk about that.
Okay.
So, how did you grow up, and what was your mindset about raising kids? And then you tell me what yours was.
Okay, so like growing up, I'm a military child. Both my parents from the Navy. So we have really structured lifestyle. We moved a lot, so like going from different schools and just being around a bunch of people has never been an issue for me. But then with raising my daughter, like schedules, nap times, all these things were like something, yeah. And from when I saw when we blended, it was just like, oh, they had a free for all. Like I was just like, I mean, down to like Riley had to ask me if she can have a snack or have juice or whatever. So where his kids just like went in there and went crazy. We were like, see, that's why I never got no food because they just went in there and go crazy. My dad works really, really hard. He's always been a hard worker. This is one thing I really love about Mark. I know that's what I wanted in a husband. But my mom controlled the house. She controlled the girl. But it's a little more girls. I only have one brother. So she controlled the house. She made the schedule. She did all that. She decorated the house, everything. And my dad was like, he brings in the money. He shows up for all the important stuff. And he's the chill parent. And my mom is the more strict parent. So that's kind of how I was brought up.
Yeah, so just to add on to that, Jade, her discipline style is totally different than mine. And she believes that, you know, sometimes you sit and talk to them, put them in time out. But she does not wait. I let you roll.
I didn't say nothing. I didn't say anything. But I didn't speak though.
I let you roll.
But I didn't
was the
speak
body-
though.
it was
the
Okay,
body-
it was the body roll. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get better at not speaking. Okay.
Yes, I
I'm
had
sorry.
to throw that in there because I'm going to tie that into me.
Okay.
Now, but now, the way I was raised, man, my mom worked. She worked her butt off. You know, my mom and dad was married all the way until I was 11 years old. The divorce, I don't think the divorce really affected me too much. I was out doing my own thing, I guess you can look at it like that. But my dad was, he was strict as all get out. My dad was strict. If he said clean that kitchen up, by the time he got off, I don't care if he got off at 12 o'clock at night and we ate at 7 and we got hungry again, he will come home and if it was a fork left in the sink, if the kitchen wasn't clean, And my dad woke us up one time at like 3:00 in the morning because a fork was left in the sink. We had to clean baseboards, clean the entire house. Like, he was strict. And so I think a lot of times, if you're in an environment growing up where your parents are so strict, you tend to be more lenient towards your kids. You know what I'm saying?
I can understand that.
And so me raising my children, of course, I discipline them, but I just everything shouldn't be, you know what I'm saying, cause for ass whooping. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. So we had, like, we growing up, we had to ask for stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But me, my kids, okay, y'all, I don't want to put y'all through that. If it's in there, it's in there. It's for everybody. Y'all can have it. You know what I mean? And so that was a little conflict with us at first because I gave my kids free will. You know, gave them free will to the stuff that was in there because that's what we bought it for. And she was more like, hey, man, you know, y'all didn't ask to go have refrigerator. You know what I'm saying?
And it's not about like and so what he started to see over time was it's not about the food because we can buy food. It's the fact that kids go overboard because they bored, so they in there just snacking and eating. So you want to go in there and get a juice or a whatever, it's gone, and you just bought it yesterday. And so, like, I literally used to hide food in a closet and be like, "Don't y'all go in my freaking room. Don't you go." And I promise, if I see it, and he would be like, and MJ like, "What you buy the food for if we can't have it?" I said, "It's not that you can't have it. It's just that y'all don't know moderation,
right?"
Or like schoolwork. My mom is very strict on us as far as school. There is no excuse for you to have zeros and this and that. They'll tell Mark, "Oh, I can just turn it in," and that was acceptable. Riley, no, that's first of all, why is it even missing? Because you don't have a job, you don't have responsibilities as far as like when we were younger, but probably taking care of younger siblings. Like, I'm at home, so like you're not having to do some of the things that we might have had to do. So this is your only task. Go to school, don't get in trouble, and do your work. Try your best. I'm not saying every student is going to be a straight A student, but I mean 13s in classes. And I'm just like, so what you going to do about it? He like, I mean, they make it up, but you're not teaching them that it don't matter because that's not always life. It's not, you can always make it up.
No, so watch this though. The crazy thing about it is, I would always get on them about their grades, period, point blank. At a certain time, you're like, you know what? I graduated high school and college. This on y'all. You know what I'm saying? If y'all don't want to do it, but the crazy thing about it is they will have 13s, 12s, and by the end of the 6 weeks, they A's and B's. I'm like, okay, now what y'all doing?
But see, in the reality, that's setting them up for failure because a job is not going to allow you to, you know what I'm saying? College doesn't allow you to do that. So to me, I understand that they pull it up, but if you can do it in the end of the 6 weeks, why can't you just go ahead and be consistent with it?
I think I made a mistake in telling them my motto in college.
Yeah.
So my motto in college is, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. If you get caught, you ain't trying hard enough.
Do you see what I'm saying? And so when I heard that, I was like, no, you're set. You know what I mean? And so
they took that statement and ran with it.
And so I just felt like, you know, as far as like what our goals were for our kids and what we really wanted to teach them is something that we kind of just had to learn together and be like, okay, we're on the same page and we want them to be successful, whatever that looks like. To me, that's not necessarily every child going to college because everybody's not for everybody, but whatever success is for them. We can't just, you know, they kind of entitled. Like, you know what I'm saying? We have to break some of these things because if we're not here, who's going to take care of them?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And they can't always have their hand out or always be dependent on somebody. You know what I'm saying? So the goal is to help build that foundation. I think once we kind of figured out, like, we saying the same thing, we just kind of go about it differently. I got to let you discipline and do stuff how you do it. You got to let me do it how we do it, how I do it. And sometimes we got to come together on that. And it's sometimes not just about us because we have other parents involved. So, you know what I mean?
And one thing I can say I fought against tooth and nail because I never did this growing up really. She had a schedule for these kids. I'm like, a schedule? Man, no kids don't get up. Let them do what they got to do. No. But you know what I appreciate now?
The schedule.
So when I had my son, when I had Xavier, I was like, no, he needs a nap. Well, he's the baby. He don't. No. But y'all ain't up with this baby. And as far as the kids, 9 o'clock. First of all, they was in kindergarten and like 2nd or 3rd grade. They need to be in, like, what are they staying up later for? And then like with MJ, that was kind of a battle. I understood he was trying to like make him responsible for himself. But I'm like, cut that game out. Like, he need to go to sleep. Like, if he can do this, if he can stay on this game all night, he can get up and do this work or clean his kitchen or whatever. So the scheduler part, it was like kids need structure. Kids thrive better when it's structured. You know what I mean? So a kid go to sleep in class.
Some kids. I fought against structure. Tooth and nail.
But
These kids
it
got
makes
structure.
sense why you fought against the structure
Right.
because of the way you grew up.
Right.
That makes perfect sense. I feel you. I get you. But you also have to know your kids too, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And so something we just talked about recently, it's hard when you're in it. Like when my daughter, she don't get in trouble at school. That's not her thing, but she got an attitude problem. He noticed that off the top, and I'm protecting that. She ain't an attitude problem. Like whatever. He said the same thing. Okay, so them getting in trouble at school just don't bother you. Like you know what I'm saying? They might not have no attitude problem, but it's easier for me to see it because I'm looking from the outside looking in.
Right.
It's easier for him to see it. So like we had to learn like the counseling and everything. Like okay, he's not telling you anything wrong. I'm not telling him nothing wrong. It's just what he's seeing, and it's hard for me to see it because that's my baby. And it's hard for him to see because they're his babies.
Right.
They are, but you know what I'm saying? It's a little different.
What would you guys say has been the biggest issue or the biggest battle in your relationship that you had to overcome?
Well, I will say this right here because I love her to death and she know I'm a fight tooth and nail. You know what I'm saying? I got her back regardless. I say one of the most hardest things that I had to battle probably within myself is letting her control the other parent. That was hard for me because anything I heard that I felt like was taking advantage of her, I immediately got defensive. Anything I heard that I felt like was disrespectful, I wanted to fight it. You know what I mean? And so that would cause strife between me and her because sometimes she was like, well, "Let me handle it. I got it, but no, I got you."
Right.
And I think that was probably like the hardest thing for me, other than the blending of the family. That was probably the most difficult thing to sit back and trust that she got that situation.
So did you guys establish a relationship with the other parents before you guys got married at all?
So not really. I think it was kind of like with the moms. It was forced because he didn't even want to talk to them. Like, so it was like, so if you don't talk to them, and I don't take messages from children, like that's not, I don't feel like you should, well, you talk to this one, I don't care how old Michaela is, she's still a child to me. So like, I don't feel like we should do the message game.
Absolutely.
And so that kind of forced me more to do that. I think him and my ex-husband probably like just had a conversation recently. And it hasn't been like, I don't feel like it's been any beef. I just felt like I handled it. I don't feel like I really need to talk. It just didn't, I didn't make a point to be like, okay, well, I just felt like it is what it is.
So why did you guys not feel like that was important before you got married?
I think because it was just so much going on.
It was a lot of drama.
Yeah, I think it was just more like whatever. So there was never a conversation like, well, hey, I'm this. You know, it was just like, hey, this is what it is. Because at first, when we were dating, we didn't do kid stuff. We didn't blend. Like, we weren't doing none of that. Like, we weren't taking kids on film. Like, we didn't do none of that. It was about us. So before, it was just like, we're not doing all that. So when it happened, I got pregnant. It was just like, I mean, I live over here. You know we live together. You see them. I mean, you know I'm pregnant. I don't know what else there's to talk about. And I felt like, you know, my ex had to give me enough respect to know, like, I'm not going to put her in no messed up situation. You know what I mean? And then with him, I think it was just like, okay, well, you talk to him then, because I don't want to talk to neither one of them. I can't stand them, so.
Yeah, so it was more like, I'm the type person, man, like, I have a tendency to forgive and like, you know what, man, things been going good. It is what it is, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
I put people, how do I want to say this? I find the good. I try to find the good out of every situation. And so what happened is that every time I would let my guard down, be like, no, everything good, we good. Something happened. And so I got so tired of dealing with that and being let down. I was like, you know what, man, I ain't got nothing to say to him. You handle it.
Yeah, so that was like another part of, like, for me, the difficulty was setting boundaries for the family. Before I came along, I mean, it was the niece, everybody was at somebody's house. Like, it don't matter. It's just drop your kids off wherever. And I was like, oh, no.
That's how we do it. We've been doing it like that.
I mean, like, you know, Corey's kids over here, Coco's kids over here. Be like, wait, no. And so, as I built a relationship with his mom, and she's like the best grandma, like a Medea, big mama, love all the grandkids. But in talking to her, I know, like, she don't really feel like dealing with none of this, but she ain't gonna tell her grandkids no. Right. So sometimes as a parent, you gotta sit there and be like, no. No. And I think they all like, oh, well, you know, they can't stay at Jade house. You right. You know what I'm saying? Because I might not be in the mood for that. Like, we have 7 children.
Right.
I might not be in the mood for 4 more kids to come over there. To where Mark felt like, well, they can govern themselves. No, they cannot. Because as soon as something ends up broke, I want everybody to leave.
Right.
Because this is not their house. They don't pay for nothing in here. And if you break it, your parents ain't gonna pay for it. So like, it was establishing those boundaries. And so as far as with the other moms, it was whatever the kids wanted to do. It's not our weekend, but they still over here because they wanted to come. And Mark's like, well, I'm not gonna tell my kids no. And I'm like, but I'm not telling your kids no. I'm telling their mama no. Because at the end of the day, they can't control you.
Yeah, that was one of the things that would frustrate me because my kids, I tell them all the time, man, as long as I got a roof, y'all are always welcome to come to my house.
Absolutely true.
I don't care what it is, y'all are always welcome to come to my house.
That's how I feel.
But like Jay said, whenever I'm the type of parent, I never throw the paperwork at you. Well, the paper says this right here. Like, my kids can always come to my house. I don't care if it's your weekend or not. My kids are always welcome at my house.
Right.
And I think the most frustrating part is that anytime something didn't go that way, it was always, well, the paper says
technically you're supposed to do, and so
The other moms or
the other moms like, oh well, technically you're supposed to do this if it wasn't in their favor or whatever. And then what I was trying to tell him before I had Xavier, we not gonna have no more time to just be us because we about to have a kid of our own that we can't send nowhere. So just respect the fact that it's not that I don't want them here. It's just I want to be able to enjoy this because we're not gonna ever have this again. And then we got Emory, so now I'm like, nah, they gotta. And my thing is this though, as a mom, I don't understand like. So I understand you get them all week, but week is school, work, homework, bed, all over. You don't want to do nothing with your kids on the weekend? I can't control that. But at the end of the day, why you get a free weekend and I don't get a free weekend?
Right.
Nah, bro, that's not how that's gonna work. So yes, y'all are more than welcome. I love all of them kids like they my own. Absolutely. But when it's your mom and them weekend, you gotta stay over there. And as a mom, like if it was up to my daughter, she would always be over at my house because it's more comfortable at my house. All her stuff is there. We got kids. You know what I'm saying? But no, you still gotta go to your daddy's house. Like when we first started, she was so excited to have other kids around all the time. She just like never wanted to go. And I was like,
only child.
you get what I'm saying? So she was just like, well, I don't want to go. I'm like, but you have no choice because that's your dad. And like, this is his time. And I have to respect that that's his time. And he wants to spend time with you. Like, it is what it is. And so I think that was like establishing boundaries with the moms and the family members as far as like they kids. I love them too, they're my little nieces and nephews. But no, they can't come over. Some of them are a little more hyper than others. Some of them don't clean. Some of them kind of lazy. Some of them are prone to breaking stuff. And no, I don't know if I want to deal with that all the time. And now they know, oh, y'all can't stay over here. Well, I'm so glad everybody knows that. We ain't even got to ask no more. It's just
I mean, there's nothing wrong with the boundaries. But it's not like unrealistic either.
I give a shout out to Jade because Jade, because she's the moderator between me and my ex and stuff like that, man, I really don't know what weekends I'm supposed to have the kids.
Lord.
I don't know.
He doesn't.
I don't know what's playing, anything like. I'm just there. She got the whole schedule. You know what I'm saying? She
and I let her,
with them.
like, so like the school year starts out, I'll be like, oh, they off on this weekend. So like if they off on like they're gonna come up and they're off Friday and Monday and it's not our weekend, oh, we dropping off on Thursday at 6:00. We pick up at this time, like, because I don't want it to be excuse, oh, well, I'm going out of town. You should check the schedule before you start out of town. No, ma'am. Because when it, you know what I'm saying? And I have no problem with like switching schedules. Hey, we need to switch a weekend, or can you take them 2 weekends? And I have no problem. But then when it comes to the, well, technically you gotta, okay, well then we ain't got no more favors. Like it ain't no more nothing. Find somewhere else for them to go on your weekends if you want to go do stuff, because you're gonna take my kindness for weakness. And at the end of the day, bro, I can't.
And so
do that.
how I look at it, I understand it, but I think it puts me in a tough situation because it normally happens only with my children, right? And I think that it makes it rough for the kids because they want to be over there. You know what I'm saying? And so when you have to tell them, hey man, unfortunately it's not y'all weekend, man, don't none of that right there work well for the kids. So that's why I was always like, man, my kids can always come over. I don't have a problem with that. But again, understand you gotta establish boundaries because when the roles are flipped, I'm always the one, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so like when it's like, oh, well, we gotta, I'm going out of town, I'm doing, and I'm like, and it's just like, selfish little person, you.
But would y'all say that just the blending of the families was like the only major hurdle that you guys had to?
In communication. I think that because when we were dating, of course when you're dating somebody, you're given that best foot forward. You know what I'm saying? When we got into it, I'm pretty sure he was like, okay, this ain't what I thought. And I was like, okay, no, this is what you told me. And then it came with all this. So I think learning to communicate, learning to back off when it gets too heated, learning to, you know, how he deals with stuff. I like to get over it by the end of the night. If we argue at 8 o'clock in the morning at night, I want us to cuddle and be done with it. Because I'm going to come apologize and be like, you know what? I might not be sorry for what I said, but I'm sorry for how I said it, or what I really wanted to say was this, and that. Because I need to go vent to my girlfriends, let it out how I really want to say it, and then come back and say it the correct way.
Right.
Mark needs 24 hours. Like he needs a 24-hour time period to get over whatever we can have an argument about. But I'm still going to apologize and be like, you know what? I'm sorry. I'm not always verbal. I'll send a text message and be like, you know what? I'm so sorry. This, and this, and I can get it all out, and I feel better once I do that. And learning that even if we're arguing, we run businesses, we have children. Like I can't not talk to you.
Right.
Like we still got to talk throughout the day.
Right.
See, the difficult part is that I had been in a long relationship. Me and my ex-wife, you know what I'm saying? I learned a lot through that marriage. You know what I'm saying? I don't regret anything. Anything about that marriage. We had more good times than bad times. But we were together for a long time.
What's
and so,
a long time?
Since I was 15. Yeah, since I was 15. And so it was a lot of things that was established in that I was setting my ways. Girl, I could walk by you for 2 weeks and not say a damn thing to you. And that was the norm in our house. You know what I'm saying? That was a norm. I don't give a damn about that. If we into it, we into it. You know what I'm saying? And so when I got with Jade, shit, I brought those same habits over there. Why the hell you think we finna be over here laughing and joking and we just had a serious argument? You know what I'm saying? Like now, I would get even madder when I'm still pissed off and you over here laughing and giggling. Now you need to be just as angry as I am. You know what I'm saying?
It don't work
and
out.
so we didn't. Now don't get it twisted. We didn't learn that on ourselves. It took. I give a big shout out to our counselor. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We went to counseling and we still go to counseling. We learn how to communicate with each other. One of the best things I can say that I learned in counseling is we have a code word.
I was just about to ask because I teach a technique called pause.
Yeah,
so.
we have a code word.
We have a code word. So whenever that conversation started to get to where you don't need to go, just throw that code word out there. And that doesn't mean the conversation is over.
Right.
Now that means that we've reached a point that the conversation is going to another level. We'll revisit that when cooler heads prevail.
Yeah.
Shout out to whoever your counselor is because that's something I teach all the time. Like you have to have a code word. Ours was Hakuna Matata, and you gotta stop. But I don't know how they taught it to you, but ours the maximum was 24 hours that you can go.
Because I would say 48, and the counselor made me push it down to 24.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Because I'm like, we have too much stuff. So because we're entrepreneurs, we're always together.
Right.
We're at home like all the time. So to where other people can go to their traditional jobs, they get out the house. You know what I'm saying? We don't have that. So us going 48 hours, this like, bro, I still gotta see you all day, all the time.
Right.
So we can't do that. Yeah. So.
And what are your love languages?
So my love language is words of affirmation and acts of service.
What about you, Mark?
I only got one.
No, you don't.
Sex!
So physical touch?
Physical touch and quality time are here.
Yes, virtual high five right now because that's mine.
Okay, so with that, when I actually learned, I can't stand him. When I learned what his love languages were, I had to realize that I would do stuff to try to love him how I want to be loved. And so all of the, notes and all the, you know what I'm saying? He's cool with it, but that's not his thing.
Right.
He wants me to come and sit and watch football. I hate football, but I'm going to come sit and watch football. He wants to touch and cuddle all the time because he's very touchy-feely. That's not my thing. And so I have to adjust. And so when I know he needs that, I have to make sure I do that.
Yeah. And so Jade, what I know is that what I learned is that when she first told me her love language was words of affirmation, it took a while for me to fully get it. Because I thought straight complimenting her was enough. Baby, you're beautiful. I love the way you look, da-da-da-da. But it took a while for me to realize that I was still lacking in the area where every time I came home, my house was clean. She cooked. my kids never wanted anything. So it went just beyond the first layer of, you know what I'm saying, tell her, the beauty and telling her how great she looks. I had to come on and be like, hey, baby, you know what? Thank you for folding up the clothes. Baby, you know what? Thank you for picking up my dirty drawers. I keep leaving right there outside the bed. Thank you for taking my shoes to the closet. I keep kicking off right here by the side of the bed. Thank you for turning the TV off when I keep leaving it on. You know, it was things like that.
Right.
Big facts.
Keep your stress level down.
Yeah.
And you know, because I always tell people with physical touch and quality time, for me, it's not all about sex, but I just want to cuddle.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can you cuddle with me?
Yeah,
And
that's what that is.
Hey, she can't stand, because like that's what I like. You know, that's me. And so she'd be in the kitchen. I walk by, smack that butt. You know, she used to hate that. You know what I'm saying? And the more, she used to hate it. And the more she gave me fight back, the more I popped that.
And he's so.
I feel it in my shundo though.
So that was something I had to learn in therapy, because I had to tell the therapist, having kids back to back, number one, that's a lot of touching, because a 2 and 3 year old don't understand. I don't want to be touched right now. On top of that, London's very touchy feely. Riley has to be like, Mom, give me a hug. Like, come here. I'm just not that. And that's my own. And I'd be like, oh. And then now Maya's all like, did you miss me? Come here, give me a hug. And she's like, and so now I'm always like, let them touch you. It's okay for them to touch you. And it's all right. And so at the end of the night, when he want to be all touchy, I'm like, bro, everybody's been touching me all day. Like, don't touch me.
Right.
And the difference is like, but that's not how that works. You don't give your kids all your touching, and then you get to your husband, you're like, I don't want to be touched. You got to back off some other touching, or you have to accept it. So like, I literally sit in the house, and when they want to touch and cuddle, I'm like, just let them touch and cuddle you. It's okay. It's all right. Yep. Okay. That's enough. All the time, I literally am sitting there telling myself that. And sometimes I have to be like, no, I don't want to hug right now. Like, I don't want to hug right now. I'm sorry. I just don't. I try to double back and give them that hug later.
So let's talk about this now. So how did you get to the point where you said, oh, I'm going to marry this chick? How do we get there?
Well, let me tell you about the passive aggressiveness that women throw out there. Women don't want to say. Women, they be like,
she didn't ask you about me.
You not going to rock nobody because I let you talk all the time. Women are very passive aggressive. Hey, you want to go look at some rings? Hey, you want to go look at some rings?
First of all, no,
I
don't care. I'm gonna interject.
Some rings?
That was always Mark. You wanna go look at some rings? Let's go look at some rings today. That was always him. And I told him, even after I had Xavier, he's like, we're not living right. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, we're gonna keep not living right, because I'm not sure to rush into another marriage until we for sure. And then when I was pregnant with Emery, he was like, own it. And I'm just like, no, I'm cool. Like, I don't want to, like, we got a lot of stuff we got to work out. You know, it was a lot of crying in the closet.
That is true.
I mean, trying to blend families. I was like, when I got pregnant with Emery, our last one, I was like, God, if you trying to make a way out for me, just let me know. Just open the door and I'll leave. I got 3 kids, but it's going to be fine. Like, it took a lot. So I didn't want to rush, because I knew Riley's dad from college, you know what I'm saying? And so when we got married, it was like, oh, okay, let's just get married, because we were going to do it anyway.
Right.
And so this time I wanted to make sure that it was genuine, and I knew what it took to be married and be a wife, because I didn't know that the first time.
Right. So that's true. She did. It was plenty of times we had these conversations. She did do that. But in the meantime, you want to go see a ring?
No, that was or like I would watch like stuff on TLC, and he'd be like, "Are you trying to tell me something?"
That's it.
I like wedding shows. I like looking at the possibility of what my wedding might look like. So if
For weddings,
I love me some 4 weddings. You know what I'm saying?
Like, say yes.
I like say yes.
Yeah.
And I like, oh, that's a cute one. I don't like that. Won't pay. Maybe I would pay that much. Like, it would be something, because I like to shop. So it really had nothing to do with being
Just so
married.
happened it was always on.
Right.
When I stepped
Because that
home.
was the only thing to watch between that and Law and Order. So you want me to kill you, or you want, you know what I'm saying? How you want me to view right now? You want me to be, you know what I'm saying? What is it? So
Y'all crazy. But I mean, so to answer the question.
So what happened was, like she say, I used to always be like, baby, you know, we ain't living right. We need to make this official, man, because what it is that we not getting the blessings that we should be getting, because we don't have that covering. You know what I mean? And so that was me. That was the way of me pushing it. And so I knew we had went and looked at several rings. But the crazy thing about it is we always kept going back looking at one. And so let me tell you a story. So when I purchased the ring, I took her daughter with me, and I was like, "Hey, find a ring that you think your mom will like." That girl picked the exact same ring.
And I had never shown her.
The exact same ring.
We had never gone before.
That is amazing.
Yeah. And so at that point, you know, I knew I wanted to marry Jade because Jade was everything that I wanted. Mm-hmm. I wanted someone that can be my best friend, someone that I can take places and knew how to have a good time, someone that loved family just as much as I did, as well as something that I fought against so much because I fought against it so much.
Right.
Accountability. You know what I'm saying?
That's good.
She Jade held me accountable to everything. And you know, as much as I fought against it, I realized that's what I really needed. Mm-hmm. And so when we got ready, when I decided to like, how I'm gonna do this, I want this to be grand. You know what I'm saying? When I proposed to her, I wanted her to always remember this. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And so I called the Dallas Mavericks, and I was like, "Hey, this your boy Mark."
Oh my God. This is man mine.
They say, "What it do, Mark?" I said, "You know what it is. I need a favor." They said, "Well, yeah, we got you. What day you want?" I said, "It was around Valentine's Day."
It was the day before Valentine's Day.
Day before Valentine's Day. I said, "Yeah, I need that." He said, "I got you." I said, "Cool." When I was getting ready to get off the phone, he said, "I need your credit card." I said, "Whoa, wait a minute." I thought y'all was hooking your boy up. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
And so, you know, I called her mom, I called her sister and told her to invite the mom, the dad, my brother and his wife came to the game.
My niece came.
Yeah, her niece came. Mm-hmm. And so they had it playing on the big screen when I proposed to her.
Mm-hmm. I've seen the videos.
Yeah, and the whole time, like, I was like, okay, well, you know, I'm getting my nails done because it was the first time we had like a date night in a while, and I love basketball, so I was really, really excited. And so I picked out a cute outfit, like, okay, I'm gonna wear this. He's like, you need to wear a jersey. And I'm like, first of all, I have no shoes to match this jersey. Like, this is not pre-planned. He just came home with a jersey, like, put this on. And I'm like, I just went and bought something to wear this day. And now you want me to, and I was pregnant with Emery, like 7 months. So I was like,
right.
So I got my makeup stuff on time. I sent the picture of my sister, and I was like, got this jersey on. And she was like, but you look cute. And I was like, but I got this jersey on. And then we get there, and like, the weirdest thing was at halftime, Mark is so social that anytime he stops and talks to people, like, at this point, I just ignore it, keep going. Like, he talks to everybody, whether he knows them or not. So It was, nothing abnormal. And so the people sitting next to us, he's like, that's him. So we go for halftime because, of course, I gotta pee. And so we go up there, and he's like, let's go to the bar. And I'm like, I can't have a drink. What are we going to the bar for? And then he's like, let's sit outside. Now it's February, so we outside with the smokers. And I'm like, okay, we don't smoke. Like, why? Okay. And so come to find out, he was like, well, I was just nervous he was going to run into somebody, and I didn't want you to be like, oh, what are y'all doing here? Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
And so I didn't even know the man was recording next to us. I didn't even know he slid him the phone. He was like, you didn't notice I was fidgeting? I'm like, them chairs small. You know, we got our coats and stuff. So I'm like, I'm just thinking you just uncomfortable because the chair. Right. Like, I had no clue. I was not expecting it. Even though we had talked about it, I had no idea.
Pregnancy brain too.
Pregnancy brain, everything. I was just happy to be out the house on a date. I really was. I was really excited about that part. So yeah, he definitely did a grand thing.
You did the damn thing. Like I said, I've watched the videos. Yeah, yes, you did.
Yeah. And then once I saw it on my family, I'm just like, whoa, you put out this on every day, and then none of y'all say nothing.
That's a great secret.
Yes, thank you. He did a good job.
And then I got a phone call.
Baby, let me tell you.
Because to me it's so bizarre. Because like I was telling y'all, I got a phone call and I was like, I walked into his house and I was like, wait, whose house am I walking into? Wait, whose bachelorette parties? And then I saw your friend Thursday, and I was like, okay, for real, like who's this? And then up shows, I was like, yes. We getting mad.
You definitely did the damn thing with that.
Mad.
Yes,
Oh,
it was amazing.
And
It was
people
so.
did-
Listen, they was so lit. It was so much fun. And Three's like, yeah, I know her. And I'm like, what? That's so cool. And like, since we really planned our wedding in 6 weeks, we didn't have a bridal party for real. But I mean, they were our original bridal party. And so they hooked it up.
Yeah.
Kiana showed up and hooked it up. And she was new into the family and everything.
Right.
She took a run of that. So it was very dope.
Yeah, it was amazing.
I heard y'all had a good time.
Oh yeah, we
Great
had a
time.
blast. We
I
had
got
a
all
blast.
types of videos in the vault.
Man, but you know, our time is up, and I'm like,
That
man,
means you just have to probably come to the
we
back.
have to have a part 2
You got to.
because there's so much more to this couple, y'all. Oh my
So
God,
much more.
they crazy. They crazy. If you don't follow them, go follow Mark and
Come and
Jade
follow
on
us.
Facebook or Instagram
Yes.
because they are freaking hilarious. Okay, and don't y'all have your own podcast, right? Plug that in. Plug that in.
Okay, so we do have a podcast called Real Shit. The shit is an acronym for substance, humor, intellect, and truth. However, life kind of got away from us, so we took a little pause. But we're gonna get back on it, right, baby?
Yeah, we're back on
Absolutely.
it.
I
We're back
mean,
on it.
Everybody takes a hiatus.
We had to take a little hiatus. We're
I get it.
trying to get it
To the next level.
to
That's
the
what it
next
is.
level.
That's what it is.
We know we got the fan base. It's just
Anything we put out there, we
consistent.
want to make sure that it's done with excellence.
exactly.
And so,
Like I love how this is. Like this is
Yes.
all of this. So,
I mean, we
like,
always looking for people to come in. So
yes, I mean like we do, you know.
Definitely.
Also, I'm gonna put in Premier Tax Consultants. Y'all know tax season coming up, and I mean, I'm just saying it's a lot of stuff that's changed, so y'all need to hit us up. Also, Premier Credit Rehab. We know that everybody fudges up their credit sometimes. Come holla at your girl. I will get you into that 700 club.
yes, so
And
you
higher.
can get all your wants and dreams.
There we go.
Absolutely.
We got your taxes and your credit.
And so the next time y'all come on, I feel I want to have a little sex conversation.
Let's do
with you,
it.
you know.
Listen, I just
You know.
discovered a rose.
But have you discovered womanizer though? Oh Jesus, yes. I think it was in your bag. I think
the
it was
white
in
one?
your.
Yep, I ain't opened that one yet. I told you a little bit at a time. A little bit at a time.
Jay, I want you to compare. Just
We're gonna compare? Okay, I'm
Just
gonna
compare.
put that one
Put it on 10. Put womanizer on 10. And put.
I like the rose. Trust me, I like the rose.
You like the rose?
I'll be in there like the gardener. I'm the gardener. I'll be in there like the gardener.
I just learned how to work it. First, I was like, I don't know. My sister was like, you was doing it wrong.
You were doing it wrong.
I just learned how to do it right this weekend. Yeah.
Try the womanizer on the
Try the womanizer.
penis too.
Whoa.
On the head of his penis too.
Whoa.
On your favorite
Put a
spot.
little clitoral stimulation gel on there,
Baby,
and I
listen.
promise you.
So we're gonna come back and have that conversation.
Right.
Can I come back and bring all my products so you can tell me what to use and how to use them? And then he could be here so he can know how to use them and what to use them. That is Luca's signature.
But guys, thank you so much for watching Candyology, and thank you to my guests today. And trust me, they'll be back. We're gonna schedule before we leave today. Next week I have Miss Nakia Blakely on for breast cancer awareness. She is a breast cancer survivor, and you know we gonna talk a little bit about love, sex, and relationships, and all these things with her husband. Child. Anyway, so this has been your girl Candy J, wishing you love-filled days and orgasmic nights. Have a great day.